Hello, this is Angelique, and you're listening to Gaston Speaks, the official podcast of the Gaston County Public Library. Today, I'm once again here with Andrew for another episode of Andrew Really Likes Award Shows. Andrew will be sharing his Emmy predictions while I try to keep up. Andrew?
I still love that name. We should trademark that. I think
should
that'd be good,
trademark it.
yes.
Get some t-shirts.
And on the back says #Votist. I like it. I'm doing that. We're doing that. We're doing the heck out of that. Okay. Thank you for having me again on Gaston Speaks. We're celebrating the end of another Emmy season. And I love the Emmys, but it also means that there's been a lot of fall festivals, which means Oscar season is starting soon, which is my favorite. So I love the Emmys. They're on Monday. Oh. I'm too old. I'm too old to have I need it on like a Saturday night where I have a day to recover. They need to fix that. Yeah. So the Creative Arts Emmys were last weekend, the Labor Day weekend, and there were a lot of interesting surprises. So I have a feeling that these are not going to be right, but we're going to have fun predicting them anyway. So it'll be this coming Monday, September 12th at 8 p.m. on NBC. I think it's hosted by Kenan Thompson. He's always fun. Remember Kenan and Kel? Yeah. It's so weird to see Kenan Thompson as like an adult because our childhood, it was like Nickelodeon and Good Burger. It was Good Burger. Yeah.
They were also on, what was it, All That?
All That.
I love that show.
That was a great
so
show.
Funny.
Didn't they revive that?
I don't
like
know.
with like
It's
a
probably
new
not as
cast?
good.
No. So I don't mind direct sequels. Like I cannot wait till Hocus Pocus 2.
That's where Amanda Bynes got her start.
Well,
All right.
and notice she is not hosting the Emmys this year. All right.
All right. Let's start with the drama categories.
Poor Amanda Bynes. We're sorry. So the Creative Arts really split the wealth with the drama categories. Succession won casting, which is always a good indicator for the series. And then Squid Game, Euphoria, and Stranger Things all won like 4 or 5 each. But without writing and directing, I think Euphoria and Stranger Things are out. Although Euphoria is strong. I won Guest Actor for Coleman Domingo. Such a deserving. I love that guy. Finally got some recognition. But I think that this race for Best Drama Series, I don't think I even said what race it is. This is Best Drama Series. I think it's between Succession and Squid Game. Squid Game will probably win a lot of Emmys on Monday. I think it's going to benefit from all the Succession vote splitting in the acting categories. But in the end, I think it's going to be Succession that pulls it off, just like it did at SAG. Squid Game won the 2 drama acting awards, but then the ensemble went to Succession. Up until that moment where they said Succession as the winner, it was like, well, I guess Squid Game's winning this. I really don't like that show. I try so hard. I've tried to rewatch it, and it's just. But so my pick would be Succession. I just think that it's the best of the bunch, and I do think it's going to win. I think it's the classic type of winner. HBO is behind it. Never discount HBO. Those people have like a magnet on them that draws those Emmys in. It also dominated all the fall guilds, and Squid Game did miss some things along the way. I mean, it won things like stunts. No offense to the stunt people because they're awesome and they need more recognition, but that is not a direct correlation between Best Drama Series and the stunt categories. I would also watch out for Severance, that Apple TV show. It got like 3 or 4 Creative Arts Emmys, and then it is Ozark's final season, and it's won some Emmys along the way. So that may it printed front and back. I apologize. Now I'm gonna have to flip. There's gonna be a lot of flipping noise that Angelique has to edit out. All right. So for Best Actor in a Drama Series, like I said, I think that Squid Game's gonna do very well and then not be able to cross the finish line. So for Best Actor, I am going with Lee Jung-jae, who is the lead actor in Squid Game. Brian Cox and Jeremy Strong are going up against each other in Succession. It didn't affect. Jeremy Strong won last time. And a lot of folks are predicting kind of a John Hamm-esque win for Bob Odenkirk. John Hamm famously never won for Mad Men until the final season. But Better Call Saul has never won an Emmy.
Really?
Ever. Not one Emmy, not even like a sound editing Emmy, has never won an Emmy award. Where when Hamm finally won, Mad Men was one of the most rewarded drama series in Emmy history. Had won 4 times, I think, Best Drama Series. So I see a lot of. So I would love to see Bob Odenkirk win. He deserves it. It's a great show. If it literally goes away Emmy-less, and it isn't like some shows are Emmy, like The Wire never won an Emmy. I don't think it was ever. I think it got like 1 nomination, and it's one of the greatest series. This thing's been nominated for like 400 Emmys and never won, which is really the weird part there. I see a lot of predictions for Brian Cox. He really had the best season, and like I said, Jeremy Strong won before, but. Can Strong win instead? Will they split votes? And then after Lee Yu-mi apparently is a like legend and one of the most popular actors in Asia. She won the Guest Actress. And so that made me think, okay, the actors, and I've said this before, the actors really like Squid Game. So you take the the vote splitting, you take the fact that poor Better Call Saul has always played second fiddle to Breaking Bad, and he will continue to do so. I think that because Squid Game, he's the only nominee, he won SAG. I think he's going to win. For Best Actress in a Drama Series, this Mandy Moore should be winning this Emmy. She didn't get nominated.
Oh. Well, then she's not going to win.
I know, but I put should win because she should. And Emmy voters snubbed her, and they were wrong.
We'll just send in our votes.
Yes, I do not understand how This Is Us. This Is Us was one of the most rewarded shows. It had an excellent final season, and Mandy Moore, Mandy, like pop star Mandy Moore, but she was fantastic. She had the best season of any actress on television, and they got like no nominations. I don't understand. But she's not nominated, so this one to me is open and shut. Zendaya won this award last time Euphoria had a season up against Olivia Colman and Jennifer Aniston. And Euphoria had like 4 or 5 nominations. It had nothing. This year, it has like 17 nominations. It's nominated for Drama Series. It's already won an acting award. If she doesn't win, I'll be jaw dropped. Plus, she's like the most popular actress working today right now. So Zendaya wins in a walk. For supporting actor in a drama series, there's 3 Succession guys, and last time it did affect them. Billy Crudup won for the morning show last time over these 3 Succession guys. I think this was Kieran Culkin's to lose, but there's just so much internal pressure. And in some cases, vote splitting doesn't matter. When Brett Goldstein won last year for Ted Lasso, it's because he was the clear favorite among the 4 Ted Lasso guys. All 3 of these Succession guys are great. And I think McFadden, for example, Matthew McFadden is going to see a lot of votes, which is going to pull it away. We'll talk about the clear favorites when we get to the limited series categories with the 2 White Lotus actors, because those 2 are like, they ain't voting for anybody else except for those 2. In this case, though, I feel like that they're going to get, those votes are going to get split. Billy Crudup won last time, like I said, for the morning show. Severance overperformed in the nominations. It did well at the Creative Arts. John Turturro is a legend. He could surprise. But all that being said, again, I think that this is going to help Squid Game. Squid Game does have 2 nominees, but this one is a clear favorite, and his name is Oh Young-soo. He won the Golden Globe. Not that anyone paid attention because the Globes are kind of whatever. But he did win the Golden Globe. I think that there's a lot of he's an older actor, kind of a legend in Korea, and I think he's going to sneak in and win. So for Best Supporting Actor in the Drama Series, I would love to see Sarah Snook or J. Cameron Smith win for Succession. They're so good. Sydney Sweeney is a double nominee this year and had a interesting season on Euphoria. Whew.
Don't they all?
Oh, no, but this one was particularly... They put that girl through, you know what? I mean, it was rough, and she handled it with aplomb, so she was great. But in this Squid Game, if the acting love continues, Jung Ho Yeon could win. But I bet against Julia Garner last year, and I lost that bet. She's a double nominee. She got in for Inventing Anna, which was terrible. And I love Julia Garner, and I love Shonda Rhimes. That series was awful, and the Emmy voters still voted for it because I think it's Shonda Rhimes and Julia Garner. They just checked it off. So I think this is a huge final season on Ozark. She's never lost for this role, although repeat winners did not do well at the Creative Arts, so that's why I'm kind of like, I'm not as solid on her, but I'm going to predict a clean sweep and not bet against her again. And this time it'll bite me, and then I'll lose that bet too. But anyway, it's fine. She's great too. I love Julia Garner. She's going to be in a Madonna biopic, which will be interesting. But I think Madonna's directing it, and it's not going well.
Sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, she'll be great. I don't know if the film will ever get made. For drama directing, I'm going with Squid Game. There's 3 Succession episodes nominated, and I just think that's vote splitting. Plus, Squid Game's the big. It's like Hunger Games style type of series, and it's flashy, and there's a lot of set pieces. There's a lot of moving parts. Those kind of things did well. Plus, it did win a lot of technical awards, and those tend to tie with directing. Drama writing, I think Succession wins that in a while. Jesse Armstrong actually won the BAFTA, which is the British Television Awards. It won the BAFTA for writing up against all the British awards. That's how much people love that writing. So even the Brits, who are normally, what did YJ say? Snobbish. How would they ever vote for me? They're so snobbish. They even voted for it. So I think he wins there.
All right, let's move on to comedy categories.
I love the comedy categories. And this year, there's some really great nominees, except for Curb Your Enthusiasm. I swear to God. I don't understand. And it got renewed. I'm like, oh, my God. It has not. Anyway, it's not going to win, thank God. But this comedy series category is the most competitive category of the bunch. There are literally 5 potential winners. I had Ted Lasso winning.
Ted Lasso.
Oh, jeez. Ted Lasso winning. It's too early, y'all. And neither of us slept well, so we are on a very thin edge here today. But I had Ted Lasso winning. It won last year. They love repeats. It did very well in the nominations. Then it got nothing. And I mean nothing at the Creative Arts Emmys. And last year it won like 3 or 4. When casting and editing, there are 2 big awards that are usually indicative of a series win. Hacks won a few. Only Murders in the Building won a few. That's a great show. Barry won editing. I hate that show, but it won. I love Bill Hader. I love Henry Winkler. it's just not funny. And and I can handle comedies that are like dramedies. I can handle dark comedies. We Love What We Do in the Shadows. That's a dark comedy. Hacks is very dark comedy. I mean, these are some really screwed up people all trying to do this comedy stuff together. And it's great. Even Only Murders. I mean, Only Murders in the Building's literally about 3 people solving a murder, and there's actual death and blood, but they're still funny.
Mm-hmm.
Barry's not funny to me. I don't get it. But anyway, people love it. So I am warning you all, if you are making your predictions, probably stick with Ted Lasso, maybe Hacks or Only Murders. But I'm going out on a limb. Abbott Elementary, which I love, won casting, which is a huge award. It was the only creative arts award it was nominated for, because it's kind of like an office type. There's not a lot of bells and whistles. They're just kind of filming these people, teaching and living their lives. It would have to beat a lot of odds. It did get a writing nod, so I think the last series that won comedy series without a writing or directing was Friends in 2008. So it's been a long time. And that was just because it was the 8th season of Friends. It had never won, and it was the season where Rachel was pregnant, and they were like, we're going to do this, and they finally gave it to it. But it did get a writing nod, so it has that, but no directing, no editing. It's hard to win Best Comedy Series. But let me tell you something. That casting award win was huge. It is the show that people will not stop talking about, and they were very, very smart. They have been pushing the second season that's coming up. I mean, ABC has all these shows. All I've heard about is Abbott Elementary, because they see something. There is just an energy around this show. It won the TCA award, which is the Television Critics Association. It defied the odds. It got like 2 extra. Sheryl Lee Ralph got in for one of my favorite nomination of the year, in supporting actress. So it's probably crazy, but I just feel like there are 5 really strong. There's going to be a lot of vote splitting. And clearly Ted Lasso is a favorite. My guess is it doesn't win much, and then it wins at the end. But for me, you know what? I'm going to go with what I love. I love this show, and I feel like it's going to happen. And now I'm not convinced of it. But when I wrote that, I was really convinced. No, I really do think. I mean, I will not be shocked if literally any of those 5 shows are announced. I could see them saying Hacks, Only Murders, Barry, Abbott Elementary, or Ted Lasso. That's what makes this category hard to predict. So I picked one of the 5. I picked the one that feels like it has the most energy going in for it. Best Actress in I did not do Best Actor in a Comedy Series. Okay, so Best Actor in a Comedy Series is actually, I'm just going to do this on the fly.
All right.
This is also a very competitive race. I feel like it's between 4 people. Donald Glover is great, but Atlanta really underperformed. Nicholas Hoult got in for The Great, which I don't think is that great.
Okay.
It's okay. Anyway, but there are 4 guys. Steve Martin and Martin Short are nominated for Only Murders in the Building, legends. And then you have Bill Hader for Harry, and you have Ted Lasso. You have Jason Sudeikis for Ted Lasso. I was going to predict for a long time Jason Sudeikis. I was like, he's going to win. I think it's going to happen. But I'm going to go with Bill Hader. Again, I think Barry's very popular. He's won before. Actually, Donald Glover, and Jason Sudeikis are the last 3 Best Actor in a Comedy Series winners. But I would watch out for either Steve Martin or Martin Short. And a lot of people are predicting Steve Martin just because he's never won an Emmy before, and they love him. But Martin Short had the flashier role. But I'm going to go with Bill Hader. Okay, I did that on the fly. That worked. I'm not sure about that. I should have done that.
Probably.
It's a crappy category. It is actually, this year was the first year in a long time that category is actually decent. That's probably why I skipped it, because I'm used to being like, whatever, I don't care. So Best Actress in a Comedy Series, a category I do care about. I think this is my 2 favorites of the year. I think it's going to be between the 2 of them, and if you love them both, then it doesn't really matter. But I would love to see Quinta Brunson pull off an upset. I think she's going to win in writing, and still get her Emmy. Plus, I think she's executive producer. So if Abbott Elementary wins, she wins for producing that as well. But I don't bet against Jean Smart. She's a legend. We've loved her since she was Charlene on Designing Women, and she wins almost every time she's nominated for an Emmy, and she also is absolutely stunning in Hacks. And honestly, as much as I love Quinta Brunson, in terms of the difficulty of the performance, I think Jean Smart's character, the high wire act she has to pull between being funny and being like a mentor to this younger character, but also suing her this season for breaking her NDA. It's she does a really great job. So for supporting actor, did I miss any other? I got all 4 drama acting right. Yeah, I did. Okay, I'm like, remember I did that last year, and I didn't catch it. I don't know which one I missed, but I missed one. I didn't catch it.
It was actress. One of the actors.
Supporting actress in a comedy. That was it. Okay. There's too many categories. That's the problem. So Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series. I think this is a battle between the 2 previous winners. Henry Winkler, of course, is the legend. He had never won an Emmy. He finally won for Barry. Barry is obviously very popular this year. He could win again. But if Brett Goldstein can overcome 3 of his own cast members to win an Emmy, I think he's one of those, and this is a category where you see the same actor. They rewarded David Hyde Pierce like 12 times for Frasier. They rewarded Brad Garrett 100 times for Everybody Loves Raymond. Ty Burrell won a bunch for Modern Family. So I think that they're going to go on a streak. I think that Roy is the beloved character on Ted Lasso, and I think he's going to win. But don't be surprised if Henry Winkler wins again. So for Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series, I am again going out on a limb. So my favorite Emmy nomination this year, I said, was Sheryl Lee Ralph. She has been she's one of those people, if you saw her picture, you're like, oh, that's her from that thing. She's one of those hardworking character actors. She's been around for 5 decades. She has never gotten this level of recognition, and she finally got a nomination. And her son, they live in Jamaica. I guess they're dual citizens. And her son posted a video on Instagram of her getting the news about the nomination, and it was just, it broke your heart because it was just so awesome and so wonderful. I don't think she's going to win, but I really, that was, sometimes the nomination's a win. That was a big recognition. That's who should win, in my opinion. But this, I think, is a 3-way race. You have Hannah Waddingham, who won last year for Ted Lasso. I don't think, she has a really great episode, and I'm not going to tell you what happens, but she has a really great episode this year. I feel like last year she was stronger, but they love repeat winners. She could easily win again. Not that you all remember that because we didn't predict it last year, but she won last year, and she was my prediction, I will say. Hannah Einbinder, I spelled her name wrong on this script. There actually is an H. Tell. I know, but anyway, no, not the last name.
Oh.
I spelled Hannah wrong.
Oh.
Hannah Einbinder in Hacks, she's really, really strong. She's actually really a co-lead. Honestly, as much as I love Jean Smart, she's probably more of a lead. She has more screen time, but that could help her, and she had a strong season. And Hacks is strong. Again, they could easily say that winner, but I'm going with Janelle James, my favorite principal. She's horrible as a principal, but then you kind of like her. She's really, really great. She's kind of a newcomer. I don't think she has any formal acting training in Abbott Elementary. I'm going to predict an upset. She's just the kind of scene stealer. She won at the TCA Awards. She won over TCA. I don't think does like supporting, and I think just do like individual achievement in comedy. So she beat out people like Jean Smart and won. I just think there's a lot of love for her. For comedy directing, I'm going with Barry. I'm going Bill Hader's actually. I think he's going to be a dual winner. He directed that episode. Again, it won like editing, it won sound editing, I think sound mixing. That's the kind of stuff that it's a technical achievement, and directors like that. It's not funny, but it's a technical achievement. For writing, I said earlier, I'm going to go with Quinta Brunson for Abbott Elementary. That's the kind of, writers go their own way. And I think that they're going to recognize that she created something really special. And I think that's going to happen. So we're going to move on to the limited series categories. It's supposed to be limited series TV movie categories, but since no TV movies got any nominees in any of these categories, I'm not kidding y'all. The TV movie Emmy this year went to Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Oh, people really like that. I think it was like a nostalgia thing.
It was, but I'm like, that's how bad that category is. Well, last year, and I believe Dolly Parton Walks on Water. But last year was like one of the Dolly Parton Christmas movies won, and I'm like, okay. It's cheesy. It's wonderful. I loved it, but it is not an Emmy winner. But then Dolly Parton won an Emmy, and Debbie Allen. So that was actually fun, but it's like that category's dead. So limited series, White Lotus dominated in nominations. It won every award practically. It even beat out like comedy and drama series and some of those mixed awards because the different crafts do different things. And the only category that I really thought at one point Dope Sick could win. It's a powerful series. We have the author coming to Gaston County. He's going to be at Gaston College. Beth Macy's going to be at Gaston College September 22nd. I believe it's a Thursday at 9 a.m. They do ask that you sign up, but it is free. She's the author of Dope Sick. She has a new book coming out. And the series is really important. It's about the opioid epidemic. And the only category it won was the one that White Lotus was not nominated. So I think it wins in a walk. But I do think, I'm going to move on to actor in limited series TV movie, but I do think that Michael Keaton will win. The only competition he really has is Sebastian Stan as Tommy Lee.
Oh, yeah.
But the show is actually really well done. It's just those are the only two that came from series. And I think he's going to win. He won Critics' Choice, he won SAG, and this is a very personal story. He actually had a nephew who died of an overdose. So he talks about this in his push to get people to read this book and to see this series. It's very well done. It's on Hulu. I do think he's going to win. So Dope Sick wins something, and it should. It's actually a really great series. The White Lotus is subversive, hilarious, horrible people, and it is absolutely awesome. You should also see it. That one we have on DVD, The White Lotus, so you should definitely check it out. And they're doing a season 2. It's like an anthology thing, so it'll be somewhere different, which I actually kind of hate.
Yeah.
But I think that if they can cast the way they cast this one, it's going to happen. Actress in a limited series, this is probably a 2-way race. Amanda Seyfried is in The Dropout. The Dropout is probably the 3rd place for limited series. It got a lot of good nominations. I think it got directing and writing. I think she's going to win this. It's just because I think the show overall is stronger. But watch out for Lily James as Pamela Anderson. Again, it's obviously based on trash, but it's actually a really well done series, and she transforms into Pamela Anderson. It's kind of creepy. It works, but if you see Lily James and you see it, you're like, dang. It's a flashy role, which I think they like, but I think Amanda Seyfried's also a flashy role. I would be voting for Margaret Qualley for Maid. We actually are also having the Maid author, Stephanie Land. It is $50 a ticket, but it's called Threads of Hope. It's for our Hope Survivor Network. She's coming in November, and tickets are on sale. So if you'd like to meet the author who wrote that, that's a Netflix series about domestic violence. But Margaret Qualley is brilliant in it. I hate that series got like acting nod and it got directing and writing, but apparently it wasn't the best series, even though it was the best written, anyway. I don't know what happened there, but I wish she was winning, but I think it's gonna be Amanda Seyfried, who I like. She's good. She's The Dropout's about that. I can't remember her name, the CEO who created that company, but it was false, and then she like lied about it, and there was a whole like documentary about it where like she lowered her voice to be more because of the CEO thing. It's crazy. It's a crazy show. It's got a good cast. It's got Laurie Metcalf, who won for Hacks. She won Guest Actress. That was great. Supporting actor in a I'm actually do supporting actor and supporting actress in a limited series together, because we talk a lot about vote splitting, and conventional wisdom says that there are too many White Lotus actors. There are 3 White Lotus actors in supporting actor. There are 5 White Lotus actresses and supporting actors. That's how much they love the show. But I think the exceptions can be made when there is a clear favorite. Think Brett Goldstein last year in Ted Lasso. Think Peter Dinklage for Game of Thrones. He won with 2 others. Murray Bartlett and Jennifer Coolidge are the scene stealers of the year. They are just, everyone's talking about this. No offense to those other White Lotus actors. They're absolutely fantastic. But if they love the show, those are the 2 that they are voting for. Is vote splitting a possibility? Yes. So in Best Supporting Actor, watch out for Seth Rogen for Pam and Tommy, or Peter Sarsgaard, which I also spelled wrong, by the way, for Dope Sick. Dope Sick, though, has 3 actors, so it's like 3 and 3 and then 1. So there's vote splitting there, too. And then in Best Supporting Actress, one of the 2 Dope Sick winners. Mary Winningham is the Emmy favorite. She got in over Rosario Dawson. She should not. I love Mary Winningham, but she had the smaller role. She could win just because they love her, but Caitlin Dever, if there's going to be vote splitting, had the role, y'all. I mean, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but whew. But I think, and this makes me so happy, I absolutely adore Jennifer Coolidge. Ooh, Jennifer Coolidge. There's this comedian, and I cannot remember his name, but he does like an impression of Jennifer Coolidge, and he's like, this Emmy nomination makes me want a hot dog real bad. And it was just so funny. And he is like, I'd like to thank the White Lotus. I'd like to thank the hot dog. It was just the greatest thing ever, but it was so on point. She has been made fun of. She's played crappy roles and funny roles in crappy movies. She was Stifler's mom. She was all these horrible. She was in that horrible Hilary Duff movie. But she's actually a very talented actress, and she nails it. And I cannot wait to see what she says at that Emmy nomination. He's like, I'd like to thank Elle Woods. Like, it was just the greatest thing. I'll send you that clip. It's so funny. If I can think of the name, I'll post it on the blog. We will be posting these predictions plus all the predictions. These are all the predictions on the blog. All right, so we just have a few more categories. Limited series, directing, and writing. White Lotus. I was going to do like Dope Sick for directing because it's a very visual film. White Lotus is going to sweep. It's just going to sweep. And then competition series. This one is interesting. This is reality competition, but they now just call it competition series. I guess they don't have drama. Squid Game is a drama competition series. They could have put this in here. Anyway, until RuPaul's Drag Race loses, I'm predicting it, but watch out for Lizzo's. Watch out for the big girls. I'm not saying that because there's literally, and actually I think I spelled that wrong too. There's no I. It's just GRRRL. So girls. It won directing and editing. It's fun. If you love Lizzo, you love her music, you would love that show. It could surprise. This happens in reality. Something wins and wins and wins, and then they're just like, we're done. And then they'll pick something, and then that wins for 10 years, and then they're done with that. So we'll see. He did win host again, so that does help. Variety Talk series, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. That's another one. Until it loses, I'm not predicting anything else. It's great, but there are a lot of other good shows, and it keeps winning. They did that with The Daily Show. I mean, everyone loved The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, but it won like 13 years in a row or something like that. And after a while, you're just like, who cares?
Of course it's going to win. Give somebody else a win.
Right. And you have Daily Show with Trevor Noah. You have Late Night with Seth Meyers. There's a lot of options. And then the final series I'm predicting, and this one I'm predicting an upset. So if you are betting money on this, please do not bet money on the Emmys. You will lose money. It's illegal in the state of North Carolina, and nobody gets these. The Oscars, bet money because you're going to get 16 to 18 out of 24 right every single year, but do not bet on the Emmys. Bet on SNL because it's SNL. But a Black Lady SNL did not do well with nominations this year. It got like 3 acting where it was getting like 8 to 9 acting. it didn't win its guest actor category, which it wins that almost every year. A Black Lady sketch show won editing, which it had won last year because SNL doesn't get edited, so there's no editing nomination. It won directing, and it beat out the final season that the legendary Don Roy King, who's won like 12 times for SNL, beat it out. And I get the sense. So back in the day when they first created the sketch category, and SNL wasn't as much in the zeitgeist. And it ebbs and flows depending on the year. Like this year, I think because there's a election coming up, it's probably going to be more in the spotlight. But there were years where like Key and Peele won. Inside Amy Schumer won. So it's not invincible. And a Black Lady sketch show just did really well. When it won that directing award, I said, SNL's probably going to win, but I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to predict a Black Lady sketch show because I feel an upset brewing. So we'll see what happens. That would make me, if Abbott Elementary and a Black Lady sketch show win, I will be jumping through you will hear all over Gaston County, you'll hear this loud whelp and you're not going to know what it is. It is Andrew whooping for joy next Monday night. So I hope that happens. I love SNL. It's not a slight. It's just, it's one of those.
Yeah.
It's one. I mean, it's been around. It has won more Emmys than any other series in television history because it's been around for 48 years. So it's time to give it to something else that's really clever, really well done. And I'll remind you that Quinta Brunson for Abbott Elementary got her start on Black Lady sketch show. So not only is it still a powerful, potent, funny sketch series that's breaking ground and doing incredible things. And by the way, the first Black woman who, Bridget Stokes is her name, to win the directing in a variety series came from this show. So it's still breaking ground, but it's also now people are peeling off from it and doing these great projects. And Quinta Brunson signed like an overall deal with Universal or something like that. So we're going to see a lot of Quinta Brunson projects. And remember, it was produced by Issa Rae. This is not her first project either. So it is worthy. It's getting there. Knock on wood, it actually happens. So I'm looking forward. That's it. Those are the categories we're predicting. I'm really looking forward. I think there's one other. What was it? Variety special? I'm going with Jared Carmichael. So if I forgot to predict that one, that's going to be presented on Monday night. I think it's going to be a fun ceremony. Keaton Thompson's great. It's going to be a rough Tuesday because I'll be up all night, but I'm looking forward to it. The Creative Arts Emmys, really, I thought they were going to be boring. There were a lot of nice surprises, and so I'm hoping for the same thing. There's some really nice wins and surprises. And again, like I said, Bridget Stokes won. She was the first black person ever, I think, to win variety directing. Lee Yu-mi became the first Korean actress, I believe, to ever win an Emmy. Maybe not an Emmy, but at least in that category, I think the first Korean actress. So I'm hoping for some more of those kind of really cool historical wins. Those are always fun. YJ was not nominated.
Oh,
I know.
sad.
I know. I mean, she wasn't going to be, but...
I mean, we tried to get Catherine O'Hara that one time. We could just put her in, too.
Well, no, Catherine O'Hara won the Emmy. You tried to get her an Oscar.
That's right.
Yeah, for a television show.
So we can get YJ an Emmy.
There you go. We're gonna get YJ an Emmy. I just wanted to present. Just to make fun of people.
That'd be good.
I know. Anyway, no, it'll be really fun. There's some really great shows. A lot of these, like Succession and The White Lotus and others and Hacks, we do have here at the library. You can rent or check out on DVD. But definitely check out these shows. We hope to get more of them as they. Abbott Elementary, I just ordered, so we'll be getting that soon. So if you haven't been able to catch up with it, you'll be able to catch up with these Emmy-winning, hopefully, series very soon.
All right. So that's it for Andrew really, really likes award shows. Thank you for coming, Andrew. When are the Emmys again? Let's remember.
So they're Monday, September 12th at 8 p.m. on NBC.
So I'll have to have this up before then, hopefully.
Yes. Yeah, that would be great.
We could do it after and see how wrong you were.
No, let's not. Let's not. We should do an after one where you just insult me for all my wrong predictions.
It doesn't have to be Emmy related.
Just okay. Now, cut, print. We're done. I'm kidding.
All right. Thank y'all for listening.
Thank you, guys.